Good to go, yeah, Farooq.
Yep.
Hola, Madridistas. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Be Real podcast. I would like to smile. I would like to brush this off, but this is hard to take, hard to watch, hard to digest, hard to swallow. Just fucking rock hard, but for the wrong reasons. I wish I had some takeaways from this game, but the only takeaway I might be able to afford after that performance would be from Uber Eats, unfortunately. Um, I would like to welcome the esteemed panel, Farooq and Javier. How are you boys doing? I know you guys are not terribly good, feeling good after that performance, but yeah, in general, life's been good, yeah?
Yeah, I'm not going to protest. We might as well get a yellow card for Pulido Santana.
That guy, it's his first year refereeing or something, right? It's his first full year.
Yeah, in first division, yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to check.
Fucking joke.
I'm going to comment on him later, but I just checked a few facts.
Fair enough.
Yeah, man.
Save your receipts.
It was an interesting thing actually. For me, it wasn't a good day, honestly. And it came with this. And actually, I went into the game without any expectations. So honestly, I wasn't too much, affected because I already knew, it's going to San Sebastian.
Farooq is a very, very wise guy. Honestly, that's why when it comes to life, when it comes to the podcast, when it comes to general decisions, I approach this man right here. He gives me the wisdom when I need it. Because he posted it in the chat, guys who are coming on for the post match need to, get a chill pill. It feels like I didn't get the memo because I was fucking fuming. I was throwing my remote at the fucking wall, like a couple of times I need to get a new remote as well. I need to bust my balls, bust my veins over a fucking La Liga game at this point where the team has given up, the institution has given up, yeah, man, it's just painstakingly piss poor from the team. We didn't look like we were in the game from minute one. I just don't understand how a team that has more on the line, like we do as a season, taking the season as a whole, has more on the line, can perform in a one-off game like this. Honestly, it just puts it into perspective how much we need people like Karim Benzema, Camavinga, Valverde, etc., etc., etc. Like Carlo, again, another question: why fucking start Mariano? I know you gotta give him, some minutes. He has been, barely used, play like 40 minutes all season. Give him an opportunity the first chance you get. I totally understand it, but throw in fucking Alvaro Rodriguez from the start and bring on Mariano when you need some fresh legs. He can do the running around, hassling, harrying, and all that. But yeah, man, the very fact that Alvaro came on and got like more touches than Mariano in the entire first half, just goes to show, what tonight was all about. But yeah, big up all of you in the chat. Dennis the Great is back again. He says, I'm so fucking livid right now, man. Ancelotti out. I've had enough of defending him. Well, I think it's a bit too late to get on that bandwagon, especially, since we are on looking too pivotal, massive.
But honestly, come on, Dennis. I am not an Ancelotti stan. Everyone knows this, but come on, man. Today, Ancelotti out. Why? What should he do? What can he do? It's not his fault, honestly. For today, you look at the team and literally, Carvajal's red card summarizes, the character of the team, honestly. Carvajal's red, okay, I can understand that, yeah, maybe in a different scenario, he might not get the red card and this and that. But the way he got the red card was so stupid, and it just shows the I don't care attitude by the players, honestly. What should Carlo do? Is he going to come onto the pitch with his son and play?
That was my title for the thumbnail. The week before the last one. I think when we lost to Girona, or was it last week? I've lost count because we have lost.
No, it was a Girona on 0 Fox given, I guess you're talking about.
Yeah, we have lost 3 of the last 6 matches. That is just relegation form, or maybe mid to bottom half of the table form. I don't know how to classify it because we are held to such high standards. This is a fall off that is deeper than. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I wanted to say it, but no. This is a very PG platform, unfortunately. Lol is back. He says Militao with another disaster class, Ancelotti with another managerial disaster class. No Vinicius, no party. Somehow Chouameni will get scapegoated, even though he was the best player. I completely agree. Chouameni was a fucking machine tonight. I'm not gonna lie. The amount of times that he was the sole man between life and death, it just goes
The
to show
bar is
this.
low, man. The bar is so
The bar
low
is
that
low.
I mean, it's
Bar
it's
is
so
low.
easy to be good there.
Bar is low, but he was good, bro. Tonight he was good. Chouameni was good. He wasn't Casemiro levels good, where on a lost cause he stands out as the sole knight. But we ought to give some props for Chouameni. That was a mature performance. You don't think so?
Bro,
No.
what I would just say is that I mean, Chouameni came into the game and left the game and without being any closer to being in the first 11. This is just what I would say.
I would say this performance pushes him a bit closer. That's my opinion. Since we are on Chouameni, Javier, your thoughts, man?
Um, yeah, probably agree with you both. I mean, it's above average. You know, like a 6.5, maybe a 7 for Romani. I agree, it's nothing spectacular, nothing special, but it seems like I don't care about La Liga's losses. Actually, I really don't, because since the moment we knew that La Liga was over, when we lost against Barcelona in Barcelona, La Liga was over. So after that, every single game is almost like a practice match. It's almost like they don't fucking care. No one care. Carleto, also, I mean, it would be easier for us just to bench everyone, start with the Castilla, and give some minutes to some guys. I mean, I agree with you. I don't care why. I don't understand. Sorry, why Mariano started today. I don't understand why Rodrigo and Militao play 90 minutes today. What
I don't
for?
understand either.
Risk an injury. You
The
know?
way that fucking who was that Merino
Yeah.
got his elbow into Rodrigo's back. That could have ended his chances of making the final straight away. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
big fucking risk.
I mean, and Chouameni, like Farouk said, probably at this moment, if nothing changes, uh, I think the center midfield in the against Osasuna is gonna be Tony Kroos. I mean, who else? He's gonna play with Tony. He's gonna play with Fede and probably Camavinga, because I don't think Modric is gonna recover for that game, and I don't see how Chouameni is gonna start. Probably in the second half or so, but this was the kind of game, and probably Saturday. Saturday is the game that is gonna define 100% the players against City, and they need to focus. I mean, come on, La Liga was over, but the motivation that you need to have to play against a Copa del Rey final is not we're not in a good form. We're not in a good form in any aspect of the game, mentally, physically. Um, the players are not motivated. Only for me, it's only Bini against the world in terms of motivation, and in terms of football, it's Bini, Eduardo, Rodrigo, and probably no one else. Probably Thibaut, but I mean,
It can't be this far away from the realities of last season, because when we went into City last year, both teams were on top. Both teams were flying. We had Benzema and Vinicius firing on all cylinders. Our team looked like a team that can take on anybody and beat anyone. Going into this particular semi-final this year, fast forward 12 months, we look utter shite. I just can't believe it. Steve, I was basically on his live earlier today, and I was telling him, what did I tell him? I told him something along the lines, we are waiting or something. So he said, we are coming for you, man. Last year, both the games we deserve to go through. This time, you guys will stand no chance. They have so so much confidence that it is kind of intimidating for me. We're going to probably miss Modric as well. Look at the defending. Ancelotti, he says Militao has to wake up. When has Ancelotti being like that in the press conference? I mean, this is just shit timing, man. Shit timing. Us as an institution, us as fans, the players can all say, yeah, fuck La Liga, bro. Like, it's totally understandable. The league is gone. But there should be an aspiration to continue the momentum that we are trying to build. A streak of good performances that we are trying to build. Like, Farouk, does that make sense? Is rhythm a crucial part of the game? Or are we being overreactional to this kind of drop off over the past 2-3 weeks?
I think it's a bit of both, Sunil, because the point is this, like, you talk about rhythm and all, but the more important thing here is, how sharp your players are. For example, we consider a player like Karim Benzema, and we discussed this on the preview as well with Jacob. Like, let's not forget in 2017, even for Cristiano as well, he was being benched in 17, in 2018. He was being benched for the away games. He wasn't traveling for the away games, and he was playing in the home games. And similar in that season, I think we lost the league with, 15 points, 14 points, something like that. I can't recall what the number is. So the point is, while you're right about rhythm, for example, but then you look at the squad that traveled to San Sebastian today. What rhythm are you trying to create with that team? What continuity are you trying to create with that team? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because the point is, you can't expect Mariano to come out of the blue. The guy hasn't started a game since May of 22, to start a game in May of 23 and continue with the rhythm, continue with the style of play. And also, the thing is that you're taking away 40 goals, or rather 50 goals, by removing both Benzema and Vinicius at the same time. The team is not gonna compensate for that all of a sudden. You understand? It's either you remove Vinicius and keep Benzema, or you remove Benzema and keep Vinicius. But removing both of them at the same time is too much of a drastic change for a team that
it was doomed to happen.
plays. You understand? For a team that literally plays through these two guys.
Yeah.
You get.
But my question is, Farouk, yeah, I completely understand. What did we expect going to Anoeta? Anoeta, all throughout my time, supporting this club, like I've had some good memories, some very tense memories as well. Anoeta is not an easy place to go, right? Like, no, let's not kid ourselves. It's one of the most intimidating away hotspots in Spanish football. But the very fact that our team didn't even put up a fight is what concerns me. I get your point. Nobody's going to get more rhythm or more tempo or anything out of this game. But winning breeds winning, right? That's my only thing. Winning keeps the cab happy.
See. The thing is this. The thing is this. It's not just about that. It's about the fact that it will take absolutely a magician to be able to motivate the players at this point.
I understand. Yeah,
Did you see how Toni Kroos was playing today? Did you see? I mean, he didn't
couldn't
even
pass
play.
Out of the back.
He wasn't even playing, man. The man wasn't even playing. He was just there for attendance, just to say Toni Kroos was here.
That's a very good analogy. Yeah, just there for the attendance. If he could do a proxy, he would have done a proxy and walked off early.
I mean, man. We're in the Zoom era, man. He would have just stayed at home and joined online, and
That's a very valid point.
That's the thing, man. Like, honestly, so I don't know. It's
but
I don't know what to say, honestly.
Honestly, when you touch upon Cruz, and since we touched upon Tchouaméni, Ceballos, what the fuck did he do? What was he doing? Where are all the guys, crying out for Ceballos needs to renew? He needs to have a place in the starting 11 if Modric is out. I don't see anything from this man apart from some fancy footwork that can work against mediocre opposition. Corozabel, Merino, and who was the other guy? David Silva. Absolutely fucking smothered us, man. They nailed their press so well. Hats off to them. Hats off to Imanol Al-Ghassil, man. That guy, he's building something special there. It has been evident for a few years. They don't have the money or the infrastructure to compete with sides like, Atleti, us, Barca, but they're still, going head to head with every single team out there. The only teams that have beaten Sociedad at Anoeta are Betis, Barca, and I think Osasuna. I'm not sure. Yeah, just three teams, man. Just three teams who has beaten Sociedad at the Real Arena this season, and they are missing their biggest signing in years. Umar Sadiq has been out for like God knows how long. That guy Sorloth, was supposed to be one of the next big things. Look at how he's playing. That man single-handedly gave them the initiative they needed. Javier, walk us through the Militao fuck up, man. At this very crucial point, this is another thing. No rhythm, nothing to take away, Farouk. Yeah, but when you watch Militao do that shit, like he did a couple of weeks back, last week, in fact, it just does my head in. We were singing his praises, Javier. We were all sitting here, best centre back in the league, best centre back in Europe. Is there anyone to compete with this guy? Yes, Araujo, yeah, maybe. Has he been listening to the podcast and kind of, I don't know, waxing his legs or something? I don't understand how he can be so fucking idiotic that he just loses composure just on the turn, midway through a fall, he tries to pass it back. Kick it out into the stands, man. Kick it out in the stands. Yes, at that moment, we will actually scream at the TV, what the fuck are you doing, Militao? Where's your composure? We would ask. But we wouldn't be sitting on the podcast in the post-match and reflecting on what is supposed to be one of the worst, I repeat, one of the worst mistakes that I've seen from our centre-backs in recent years. No excuses. Javier, no excuses.
No
Your
excuses
take, man.
at all. I mean, like you said, I used to play as a defender when I played football, and the first thing that every coach ever said to you is no chance that you give the ball back at in the middle. There's no way. He had like at least three options, like you said, kick it to the corner, kick it to the stands, even doing nothing and just give the ball to it was Sorloth, I think.
Yep.
Let him have the ball. It will be easier to Rudiger and Courtois to defend that mistake. That defend a mistake like that. It was a straight pass to Kubo. Like perfectly passed to Kubo. And I still think Militao is the best center back in the world. A bad game is not going to define his position or role.
Two very bad games, I don't know at this point.
It's a concern, I mean,
it is a very big concern when he's going to be faced up against the best number 9 on the planet.
Yeah.
Javier, it is a very scary proposition, honestly.
It's basically impossible to keep motivated these guys because there are a week from now have to play the two crucial games.
But the funny thing about football and how psychology plays a part in football, right? Javier, yes, we can say, like there is no motivation. This can be taken as part of a training session or training drill. But before you wake up, before you can think, before you can collect yourself, City is here at home. If you make that mistake at home against City, what is the end result going to be, right?
The difference between you and I and these high-level professionals are they're completely switched off for this game, completely. And they're tomorrow are going
I'm telling you, in football, you can't just switch off and switch it on whenever you want to. That is my takeaway from 10, 15 years of watching the game. You can't just do that.
They're gonna, especially because they have a game on Saturday. If this was the last game until City, I will agree with you. But they knew that there are 4 days ago for another final, another possible title. And they're like, I'm not going to risk anything to get injured, to get, I mean, I get it. As a fan, it's hard to watch. But as a player or as a Real Madrid player, I would somehow understand it. And
I'm telling you,
I would prefer if
none of us here, Javier, this is a fact, yeah, because you'll be agreeing to me then. None of us here would forgive them for like matches like Girona, Rayo, um, uh, who was the Mallorca, all those shit performances. If we don't get the job done on Saturday or against City, Saturday I think is 70% done. Not being cocky, not being I don't want to jinx it. I hope the team does well, but we got to be confident. It's Osasuna. But if we don't get the job done against City, these guys have nowhere to hide. I'm telling you, they are banking on that two legs to go entirely according to plan. We know from minute one, we are getting dominated. We are going to sit deep, be compact, hope and pray. Haaland misses. Haaland misses 4-5 big chances just in the first leg alone. Javier, we have to depend on the fucking footballing gods, right? We know that. We know that for a fact. We know that for a fact. If you go toe to toe with City, you stand no fucking chance, right? I'm well aware of that.
I'm not agree with that. I mean,
fair enough. Just my opinion, but yeah, man,
this just saying that City is overwhelming confidence. I agree, they are confident, but they can project whatever they want. They can also remember that they haven't beat us.
They haven't beaten us, but I'm telling you, man, this year's different. This year it's different anyway.
Happen, probably, but they have the whole history to their side, and we have I'm rooting for we all. Our only hope is Vini to have a better game than Haaland. It's as simple as that for me.
Better game against Haaland without this Militao missing. Thank God he's missing the first leg at this point. I think, blessing in disguise. I don't know. I might be harsh, maybe being delusional, but I just can't stand a guy who's supposed to be our sole fucking savior shit the bed. I hope he doesn't in the second leg. First leg, we are without him, so it's out of the equation. Who is going to be at centre back here? Rudiger. Alaba is Alaba going to make it? I don't know. At this point, it's still not clear. So, Rudiger, Nacho?
Rudiger, Nacho, probably.
No chance, man. No chance. I see absolutely no fucking chance.
That's why I don't agree with you with the game plan. We cannot defend with Rudiger and Nacho. We can only play to attack and beat them. Like in the first leg of last year, they're going to score 3 times. We have to score 4 times. Something in that. Because if we play to defend, we're going to get bullied, completely destroyed.
See, that's the thing. A goal lead, I'm telling you, Javier. Farouk, I want you to kind of dig in on this as well, yeah? Having a 1-goal lead, like last time, but the roles have obviously reversed because we are going away to City this time. So a single goal lead, taking it back to Etihad, is it going to work? Because we have to be much more compact and sit very much more deeper than we do at our home in Manchester. So a single goal lead, is it going to mean much? I wouldn't even sleep well that particular day or for the entire week leading up to the second leg if we have just a single goal lead. Without a 2-goal lead,
for me, even a 2-goal lead is inconsequential because the point is
a single goal lead is just giving the initiative to City, in my opinion.
I'm telling you, a 2-goal lead even is not good. We cannot defend. You understand? Actually, the thing is that we just have to go to City and weather the storm, honestly. I don't know how it's going to be, whether we're going to survive.
How are we going to weather the storm? Have you seen how City play at the Etihad, man? It is just, I'm telling you, it is as close to football perfection as it can be. I'm not ass-licking them. I hate the fucking oil tyranny of clubs, that fucking take over football. Nothing against Steve. He is my bro, yeah? But City, all of that, you just have to have faith that your team is going to do it. I have faith my team is going to do it. But the proposition is so scary that, I'll be honest. Ever since probably the Copa del Rey final of the 2011 season, 2010-11 season, I haven't been this scared ever in my life for a knockout tie or a one-off tie, It is that scary. So I'm putting this City team up there with, Guardiola's 2011 prime Barcelona. It is just a proposition that I don't think our team can survive unless something miraculous happens like last season, man. I just hope that is the case. Let's just quickly look into some of the comments. There has been many. Um, Dennis Lololol was also saying, Ceballos and Asensio completed less dribbles than Thibaut combined. Renew my goat. Thibaut spun a couple of men, trying to release the ball from the back. That is all well and good, yeah. But the blame is not on Thibaut. The entire back line for large parts of the game, for 75% of the game, was trying to overcomplicate playing out of the back. You're getting fucking shunned. You're getting abused with the high press. Fucking boot it out. Boot it out and hope for the best, Why are you taking the chances, man? Why take chances, bro? 0-0 is still good. Yeah, we'll be cussing regardless, in the post-match, but still, it's a draw.
I don't
understand.
Change a thing, We wouldn't change a thing if we lost 1-0 or 0-0 or the result is not going to matter for us at this moment in time. I don't know if both of you remember the first leg against Real Sociedad. It was a 0-0 game.
0-0, yeah.
It was probably the best football that Madrid played.
Yeah.
In a very long time.
It was a very positive showing, yeah.
It doesn't matter. What matters is the sensation. And I agree with you. After the Militao goal was game over. And when the referee decided to rule out Carvajal, for me, like, okay, there's no point to have Militao and Rodrigo. I repeat myself. Why does Ancelotti keep them? I don't understand why. Just put Vallejo, just put Hazard, and fucking be lost 4-0. Who cares? Who cares?
Actually, eventually people do care about this because as Sinead is saying now, the key thing is this, everything hinges on those 3 matches. The 2 ties against City and the 1 game against Osasuna. Now, the point is that for me, I have no expectation for this game. That's why I just don't feel anything, you understand? But when you lose against City, now it's going to be hindsight what's happened. Oh, they lost against Girona. They lost against, Sociedad. Cadiz, tomorrow if Atleti defeats Cadiz, which most likely they will do.
They'll definitely go second. That is fucking embarrassing again. My mate, who's an Atleti fan, the only Atleti fan that I know from my state in Kerala, in South India, right? He was my mate in college. I used to have the best days of my life. Final after final. He used to be my roommate. Okay, Atleti fan. He used to never have a single voice. His only chance of survival was teaming up with me against the Premier League assholes. That was his only chance. Now he's putting up stories where he's going to grab the second spot from Real Madrid, So we are giving them an unofficial trophy already for no reason.
Once again, a blessing in disguise. If you ask me, that the fact that Atletico is going to probably end up in second, I don't care. For me, it's better.
I don't care either, bro. But
they're going to renew Simeone after that. If you ask me,
hey, put some respect on Cholo, man. Hey, Javier, bro, come on.
Why should I respect him?
I respect Cholo.
He's the best paid coach in the world. And
he is, yeah.
The only thing that they ask him is to finish second in La Liga. No. For me, yes. I mean, Atletico hasn't been playing, on midweek since January. When
it's just fucking shit.
They have 20-25 games less than in a season than us.
The biggest mistake they did was give Diego Simeone, make him the highest paid coach in the world. I mean, that is kind of understandable. I understand it because before Simeone, Atleti was nobody, bro. Let's be honest, nobody, yeah. But the fact that they went on and bought people like Joao Felix for 120 million was always going to put more pressure. You should have always operated the way you did operate so that, the whole setup is an underdog setup. When you bring in 120 million man and he can't fucking hit a barn door, you're going to suffer, You're gonna suffer. Let's move on from Atleti, man, Javier. Right, Dennis Gate was saying, man, I'm watching NBA tonight to release the stress. Yeah, he's with you, Farouk. You guys could.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Hang together.
there's been a couple of good games in the NBA, honestly. Like, because you guys don't watch, but Steph is doing crazy things these days. So, yeah, man.
Steph Curry?
If Real is not doing, what they should be doing, at least you can find some respite somewhere else. But then the only problem is that the timing on my side is so crazy. You have to wake up in the middle of the night to watch NBA and shit.
Move to Canada, man. I'm here for you, bro. Right. Dennis the Great also says, man, I trust to turn up in the Cup final and Champions League. But 15 years, only like 5 La Ligas, yeah. That I'm telling you, bro, that is a stat that is more akin to maybe early 2000s Arsenal or some shit like that. Honestly, it's fucking embarrassing. A team that has the most La Liga titles in Spain, bro. Honestly, it's just unacceptable. Everyone was shit today except Rodrigo. I think even Rodrigo, what did he do? What the fuck did Rodrigo do, man? Apart from that,
I think the point is that Rodrigo actually tried. He tried. You understand?
This was the thing. Have you ever seen Rodrigo stop trying? That is his basic trait.
But
it's just his personality.
I mean, do you agree with me that Rodrigo tried when he has the ball? Okay, I'm already have the ball. I'm gonna try to dribble, but it's not the same that specifically looking forward to have the position on the ball. And so
very good point.
If I have the ball, of course I'm gonna try, but
without the ball, non-existent. Mariano, fucking what the fuck is Mariano, bro? My God,
he is being paid $5 million a year.
Fucking scarecrow, bro. A scarecrow who is there to scare the crows away in a fucking paddy field. Does a better job.
We can talk about Mariano, but for me, the point was Marco Asensio, honestly. I don't know. I just felt like, what is he doing? Why is he even there? I don't even know.
Couldn't control a square pass. Couldn't control a square pass, remember?
A seasoned player like Asensio should not, be putting in performances like this, honestly. No, definitely not. Because even that's why I said, for me, Rodrigo at least tried. Asensio had the ball, but could not do anything about it. It was almost a turnover every time he was with the ball. So,
reading this makes me hopeful. Ancelotti said Luka Modric has good sensations. He is very likely to play on Saturday. I don't know if that's gonna be too soon, rushed in.
I don't know if that's even a good option.
Yeah, I know. These guys would be jacked up on injections after injections, couple injections before kickoff, couple injections at halftime. I just hope we get through
against Osasuna for sure.
Yeah,
you're not disrespecting them, but it's Osasuna. But I wouldn't. I know that if Modric plays against Osasuna, he's for sure gonna play against City.
Yeah, that's my takeaway as well. Playing, directly thrusting him into the starting 11 after a hamstring injury against City would be a bad idea. I think this is a much better idea. I know it's way too soon, but Carlo knows, we all know, 2 days is not going to make much of a difference anyway. So it is what it is.
I will play with Eduardo, Tchouaméni, and Fede against City. Why not?
Eduardo, Fede, and Tchouaméni?
Yeah.
At home?
Oh.
No way, man. No chance. I don't see that midfield doing well.
So you're gonna play either Kroos or Modric or both?
Kroos, Modric, Fede. Usual settings.
I'm not sure, but
because I've seen City fucking take the piss out of midfields, man. We can't have inexperience in that midfield. No chance. The
thing is, Javier, while I understand where you're coming from, the point is, whether you like it or not, you can beat City at that intensity, at that, I don't know, the only way you can try to beat them is with that experience. And that's what Kroos and Modric, or Kroos or Modric offers.
We should change that the tempo where City is pulled out of their comfort zone. That is the only way, because
And,
City
and that will be
are a team. Yeah.
more with my favor, you know.
Mhm.
They cannot beat you physically with Tchouaméni, Fede, and Eduardo.
I know,
Other three in the
but
world can.
they needn't beat us physically.
Bro,
Javier.
bro, they will beat you. They will beat you because I have seen a midfield of Martin Odegaard, Thomas Partey, and Xhaka look like stupid idiots on a pitch.
They aren't
You
exactly
understand?
physical though, Farouk. Yeah, Jack.
No, bro, have you seen Odegaard running up and down this season, man?
I know, but yeah,
Bro,
I don't know.
But there, I mean,
Partey's that. I mean, Granit Xhaka is like, I don't know, man. He's a hatchet man on the pitch, man. And they have made them look very stupid. You understand? So that's why, honestly, I really don't think, it's that's that's the thing for them. I
do
just
you
feel like
guys
we
think
still
that
need that.
the
Yeah.
starting 11 against Osasuna is going to be the starting 11 against City? Or what would you take on the starting lineup against Osasuna?
I
Starting
think it
11
will be very
against
similar.
similar. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I think he's going to play with Militao for sure against Osasuna. But apart from that,
If Militao comes into the equation, then who starts at left back? Kamavinga against Osasuna for you, Javier? Or Nacho?
Nacho.
Nacho, yeah, for me as well. It should be Nacho.
It should
But
be
against
Nacho.
City,
I said it in the previous. For me, it's once again Nacho. I prefer to defend better than attack with
yeah.
Camavinga. I would prefer to have Eduardo in the midfield. At this
I-
moment in time, my number one go-to midfielder is probably Eduardo. Before Fede even. But it's just me.
Yeah. I get your point.
I'm not going to do that.
Mm. My takeaway would be, Farouk, I don't know if you would agree with this, yeah, but first leg at home, we should probably go with Nacho. I mean, with Kamavinga at left back, if we can allow to do so, yeah. If Carlo goes with a Nacho Rudiger centre back pairing, I think that is the only way we can go. But against City away, we should probably start Nacho, because they're probably going to start Mahrez in the second leg for sure. Telling you, first leg he might be coming on as a sub, but in the second leg it definitely would be Mahrez. Like, do you think that is going to be how Carlo sees it, or do you think he'll start Kamavinga for both legs?
I think one important thing will be also, the availability of David Alaba as well. I think that might be something that influences that decision eventually. Because I think if he has Alaba, he will be very comfortable starting, Kamavinga. But I think without Alaba, like it's gonna be so, I think the Kamavinga playing as a left back with a defensive combination of Nacho and Rudiger is, a bit iffy, honest to God. Like, because even I want Kamavinga to start as a fullback, honestly, in the first leg as well. But in my opinion, if I'm gonna play a defensive partnership of Rudiger and Nacho, I would rather, Rudiger and Nacho, Rudiger and Nacho, yeah. So we have no option rather. Wait, I missed the point.
Yeah.
I missed the point. Wait, let me get my
Again,
facts. Yeah, okay. So like if we like, for example, if I have an option of playing Militao and Rudiger together, for example, I would rather play Nacho as a fullback. You understand? So
yeah.
So it means that as as the point goes in the build up to the second leg, that should be. But for the first leg, even playing Nacho and Rudiger together, honestly, Kamavinga wouldn't fill me with confidence playing as a fullback. It doesn't matter whether it's Riyad Mahrez or Bernardo Silva who plays, as the winger. So because I think there's a lot of covering that needs to happen there, and I think both Rudiger and Nacho aren't going to be able to plug in the positions as much as they should be.
Farouk, you're just giving me PTSD. Yeah? When you mentioned the word Rudiger, what I saw was Rudiger trying to run with the ball. Sorloth comes in at 140 miles per hour. Boom! Sorloth, bro. Alexander Sorloth. Farouk, walk me through it, man. What did you feel inside of you when you watched that? When you watch a centre back that is supposed to be experienced, 29 years of age, Champions League winner, how does that happen to you, bro? Honestly, tell
By the
me.
way, By the way,
If
we do know that Solot is Norwegian, by the way, right?
Sorloth is no what?
He's Norwegian. He's from Norway.
Yeah. I know.
So
He's
he's
a-
like he's a cheap man's version of Erling Haaland, like in other words.
He's the Tesco version, bro. Tesco version of Haaland. And if he can do that to Rudiger, Javier, defend your fucking boy, man. Come on. What do you have? If Sorloth can pull his panties down, what would Haaland do? Is my question. Is my actual question.
I mean, there's no way to stop Haaland. You know, I said it a few times already. The only way you can stop Haaland, even if you're Militao, I'm not a good. I mean, Rudiger can try, Militao can try, Van Dijk can try, Araujo can try, but once again, I'm saying the only way that we can stop Haaland from scoring is if we somehow manage to stop Gundogan or Kevin De Bruyne or Bernardo. We cannot. No one can.
Or John Stones. Or
Guys,
Akanji.
see. What I want you to understand is I think that's what Javier is alluding to as well here. We're not going to win this game because of our defensive solidity tonight. No, if you're thinking that, you're not even in the business.
Do you honestly think? Like I expect my team to put up a Mourinho defensive shape?
You guys remember last year? If City actually converted chances, we are not even in the game. Well, I think there was a Foden one. There was a Jack Grealish one. There was a Bernardo Silva one. I can't even remember others. In the first leg, there was the Riyad Mahrez things as well. You understand? If we're thinking about that, we're gonna win this game based on our defensive solidity. Then
you're not getting my point, honestly. Like I'm not delusional to think that we're gonna be like winning or like having our chances earmarked by the way we defend. But they score once, we score twice, we score thrice. And then if we defend like that, what is the point? What is the point, Farouk? What is the point?
What I'm saying to you here is that no matter what we do, the ceiling of our defense right now, or not the ceiling is quite high, but like the max performance that our best defensive combination of David Alaba and Eder Militao would give, last season gave them a chance that would have been a basketball match if not for Thibaut. What I'm saying here to you is that this game, we're focusing too much on, I agree with you, Rudiger is playing jack shit and Militao actually hit a rough patch at the wrong time of the season. These are all valid points, I agree. But the point here is that we shouldn't focus too much on the defensive actions. Rather, we should look to the coming back of Vinicius Jr. Let's hope that Benzema finds his scoring boots. Let's hope that Rodrigo can find a way past, Akanji or whoever is it that plays, Nathan Ake, in these games. So this is the key thing. We should be able to break down their defensive unit because for sure they're going to break our defensive unit down 100%. Even if we play 7 at the back, they're going to break us down because we cannot do anything defensively. The only way to win this game is offensively. Even in the final, what did Thibaut do in the final? In the game against Chelsea, you understand? Liverpool is the only team that I know that we will become prime Mourinho Chelsea against. Other than Liverpool, there is no team we can defend. This is just the thing.
Shitting on Liverpool. Klopp crashing strays, pulling his hamstrings, yesterday. It's fucking funny. But yeah, I completely get your point, man. But yeah, like I said, my worry is not exactly us trying to defend a lead or sit on a lead or anything like that. If our attackers do the job, if our defenders can't put in a 5 out of 10 performance, I'm asking for a 5, a 5 bang average, where you put your balls, you put your schlong, you put your heart, you put your hair, you put your chest, you put your everything on the line to prevent the goal from, hitting the back of the net. I don't see that kind of determination. I don't see that, bro. I don't see that. That's my only worry. But yeah, like,
Sorry,
go on, Javier.
I mean, both of you can agree with me. For most of the games, we praise City to be a very solid team. But one thing that showed us, at least for me, the game against Bayern, is that they are so in Pep Guardiola's way. If you somehow manage to keep them away from the ball, they're going to struggle. And they're going to struggle a lot.
Bayern
And
had their
I
chances.
think that-
Sane, very wasteful. I remember.
I mean, Bayern created so many chances. The
So
fact
many
that they
chances.
were attacking with Choupo-Moting instead of Lewandowski, for me, was the crucial part of the game.
Definitely.
Because even if
Definitely.
they have a somehow above average center forward, they won't score against that City. I mean, I'm saying that if we play the game that Bayern plays against City at Bayern, we have chances at Munich. Sorry, we have chances.
But Bayern had the luxury of playing the second leg at home.
Yeah, but they
We
were
won't have that.
three goals down. What I'm trying to say is like, if you watch the entire squad of Bayern, you cannot probably one or two players that will be starting in this Real Madrid. Line after line by line, we have a better team than Bayern. So that being said, this team at City is vulnerable. It's not perfect. It's near perfect.
No team in the world is perfect.
It's near perfect in the attack, but in the defense, I don't know. Stones, Laporte, Ake, they are good defenders. But none of those are top in the world.
Javier, tell me about Akanji, man. You have watched him enough at Dortmund. I've seen enough of Akanji to tell myself.
For me, it was completely surprised when they said, like, "Oh, we're gonna sell Akanji to City." For me, it was like, "Oh, for City, why?" He's not better than Stones. He's not better than anyone. I mean, for me, it was a relief. We improved the defense this year with Slaughter and Schule instead of Akanji. For me, it was a surprise. I haven't seen anything special for Akanji ever.
But he is being deployed at left back, right back, center back. He has done well everywhere, bro.
If Pep Guardiola wants a Nacho, okay, that will be the end of the conversation. Probably Akanji is that for him. But if you ask me, he's not even better than, I don't know, who I can compare to. Like Jimenez or so. Like Hermoso. This kind of center back that they're good to some teams, but they're not going to be superstars.
But people like Akanji and Ake playing out wide has given City a different kind of dimension to deal with threats outside wide as well. So I don't know, man. Very, very interesting matchup. I don't know how it's going to go. Let's just quickly get into some of the comments. Dennis the Great was saying, right, that there's so many. Right. Dennis was saying, I don't want to talk about Mariano. He's just not good enough. Yeah, we all know that. Ashik is back again. He says, in Spain, if you make contact with the ball, then it's a foul. In Spain, you get a yellow for being fouled. Yeah. The referee.
Now, if you want. So I wrote it down. 4 players and the manager were booked in a yellow card for making mildly allegations to the referee. I mean, thank God Vini didn't play today. Thank God, because Vini will be a red card for the first, position. It is the first game he refereed against us was a few games back against Valladolid. And it was the easiest game ever, for a referee standpoint.
Yeah.
Today, he has a controversial decision with the possible Militao penalty. For me, was not. Even
Too
the
soft.
So a good call. But right after that, really same tackle. Merino tackles Militao, touches the ball, but end up injure Militao in the ankle.
The follow through is the problem.
Yeah,
the tackle might win the ball, but
it was exactly the same tackle that Carvajal did. Exactly the same tackle, and he first of all yellowed a Carvajal for asking
Dissent,
for
yeah,
a yellow,
protesting, yeah.
but mildly. And then Ceballos, and then Nacho, and then Carleto. I expect this referee to be, in a few El Clásicos, because we all saw that this is the La Liga's way. Whenever
Yep.
you perform badly against Madrid, you're gonna get promoted, and they promoted at the end of the day. And what a way to fuck up a game that was nothing special. It was happened nothing.
Mhm.
Our part. It was an easy game to manage to referee. Nothing special for any team.
We
No
can,
one.
this is my thing, yeah. Like 10, 15 all of you in the chat. Don't forget to smash the like button if you haven't already. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are on the road to 1K. Yeah, we would appreciate it a lot. Javier, sorry to cut you off, yeah. I don't have
No,
the energy. I don't have the
I
energy.
just, I
Just listen
just,
to this.
I
Just
just
listen to
tried to
this.
run down. Yeah.
Last 11 games. Okay. Last 11 games away for us. Out of a possible 33 points, Javier, we have only taken 13 points. Telling you, only 13 points. So at the end of the day, yes, referees can sabotage the situation, but we have been piss poor, man. Piss poor, bro. Piss poor. Carvajal, he knows if his dad played, right? If his granddad played the game, they would have gotten yellow cards back in the day as well. He has seen compilation after compilations of Ramos and Pepe getting yellow carded for decent. So why take a chance? Why take a chance when why do all these players take the chance? Why do you protest? Has like Karim does the right thing. He doesn't ask for yellows. I've noticed it very specifically. He doesn't ask for yellows. He just walks off. He knows if the motherfucker wants to give him a yellow, he'll be already yellow carded before you even have a choice to protest a decision. But why go for it? I don't understand, man.
The second yellow for me was a fair tackle. If you ask me, it was a fair tackle. The referee, I think Real Madrid is gonna ask for the second yellow to be removed. And they
Rescinded, yeah.
it was a very like easy tackle, and I don't think that, the fact is I get what you mean. If you have already a yellow, don't make that tackle. But for me, it's like, no, you have to make that tackle because the game is still on the line. You have to win that ball, and you win it, and you won it. And it was a dumb mistake for Carvajal? Probably not. For me, I can agree that Carvajal didn't play well and he was so off and whatever you want. But the fact that he asked for a yellow when it was clearly as day, it was a yellow. And the second one is a fair tackle. If you're gonna set me off for two controversial decisions, okay, it's on you. I have to play the game. The same fact that in the 89 minutes with nothing to win, Rodrigo faces the referee and say, "Is this not a yellow?" And the referee turned his back at him and like aggressively face Rodrigo and then show a yellow. This kind of referees, they only want attention, and he has it, and he gonna have that's why I only mark because I didn't hear anything in my life for this referee. But hear me out, guys. From now on, we're gonna hit from this guy so often than not.
That's a very, very valid point. I gotta fully agree with that.
A year, at least.
Because I used to argue with you guys, right? I used to argue with those guys, Shout out to my mate. She gave me a breakdown of how this happens, how Barcelona, how referees that kind of go against us get promoted, just like you said. There is factual evidence out there. This is my problem, Farouk, with La Liga, man. When Calcio Polo happened in Italy, there were widespread riots, murders, the fucking mafia being involved, right? The government calling a state of emergency, right? Shit like that happening. When the Super League was a threat to football, what happened in the UK? What happened in the UK? If something similar to this happens in the Bundesliga, I know the fucking league is suspended. I know that for a fact because the fans rule it. What happens in Spain? Nothing happens in Spain, bro. Nothing happens in Spain. Nothing. Why? Why doesn't their own people care about their own fucking league? Can someone explain that to me?
I mean, to get an inside knowledge of that, I mean, it will take, I don't know, maybe Javier will be better placed, given that he's lived there for a while. Maybe he understands better the internal politics there. I don't know why, because I mean, the culture is different. Obviously, the culture are different.
But Farouk, we are outsiders, right? We don't live in Spain. We haven't gone to Spain. But we know from the outside looking in, they don't care much about the league, right, Farouk? Is that what you think? That's what I think.
I think actually it depends on who is being touched or who is being affected. I think the point is that there is a united.
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
What I understand is that there is a united opposition against a certain team. For example, Real Madrid. For example, it has a lot of teams which will fight tooth and nail to see the downfall of Real Madrid. You understand? Because they feel like Real Madrid has gotten unfair advantage. Real Madrid is as Barcelona's president said, the club of the regime, the club of the royal family and stuff like that. So because of that, if it's Real Madrid on the receiving end of injustice or whatever it is, like people are willing to turn a blind eye. At least this is what I have seen based on the little I can say.
Makes sense.
But
Makes
this
sense.
is the thing. And then when it's Barcelona as well, again, Barcelona also has, the old political thing of Catalonia and what is not. So, like, I think a natural Spanish person as well will also feel like, yeah, they got what they deserve in that case as well. So, I mean, these are the two top teams. So, if already, the whole division is united against the two top teams. So, I mean, there is not, much, honestly, you can do.
That's
because
the thing.
eventually
That's a
these
very
are the
valid
common
point.
people you're talking about.
Very, very, very valid point, Farouk. You just took the words out of my mouth because I had it in the back of my mind, but I wanted to pose this question because that is the best answer we could give to someone outside looking in. Why La Liga doesn't make much of a fuss about what we just heard a couple of months ago.
And they every single day, bros, every single day, news come in,
Yeah.
worrying news every single day that if you, I would just summarize the whole thing like when you provided with, I don't know, bad milk, you will only think that that's the only thing in the world,
Yeah.
If the cow is rotten, if the farmer is corrupt.
My man said the cow is rotten, yeah.
Yeah. But because it's just like that, you're gonna buy the farmer and also buy the store. You're making fun of me because I don't know how to explain it better, but
no, I get it. No, I understand your analogy. I do.
Okay, if you provide rotten food to a cow, you cannot expect to have a good quality milk. And if someone is telling you, okay, this is rotten, this is not good, and they're like, of course it's good. I brought it from the same market all my life, and they're like, okay, but the market is, being paid by someone, and that someone is being paid by the same someone that grades the food, and they're like, oh, it's that funny? Is that not normal? I mean, Spain and Mexico have this connection in so many levels, and it's basically we're like the big brother, and for me it's like, okay, this is corruption, and even here in Mexico we have corruption even bigger because this is corruption in football, in things that don't matter. But it's so clear as day that, okay, they buy the referee, okay, for what? Oh, we want neutrality. Okay, that's weird, but I would allow it. And then the guy that came from the Barca directors goes to the government and change the rules, for the fact that even if they somehow manage to discover Barca's scam, the whole thing will be out of the time. You know, I don't know how to say this. And then like I said to you guys at the first of when we start this season, that one of the guys that gave money to Barca for these palancas is the owner of the transmission rights. The owner, that the guy that decided what plays to show and what not.
Yeah.
One of the guys that he had money invested in Barcelona. Of course, that his money go to grow.
Yeah.
And this is day after day after day. I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and they are completely blinded by the fact that, oh, you are crying now? Oh, we all know that Madrid has benefit for referees. And I mean, like, when you can...
I don't understand, honestly.
But we can talk about it later, and we can talk about for years, and probably nothing's going to change. I expect nothing.
That is going to change. I just know for a fact that if they can brush this under the carpet, they can brush anything under the carpet.
But probably UEFA is going to suspend it. I mean, my only hope
I don't know, man. Honestly, at this point, I don't know.
Seferin hate them as much as we do.
They do. Seferin hates them. Yeah, I hope he does, man. Because if Barca doesn't get punished for this, like I'll lose faith in this game. Honestly, I can't imagine being that half-heartedly being invested in the game that we all love. Like that'll be a point of no return for me. But it is what it is. I just, the very reason why I have never bought this up is because I've never felt refereeing decisions going against us is an excuse for our poor season. I've never felt like... The major reason I didn't bring this up much apart from today is because I don't want myself... I'm kind of trying to fool myself into feeling our game is pristine. Our game is pure. It's based on ethics. It's based on hard work, determination, and but in the same regard, when that when you were talking about we only won 5 La Ligas in 15 years. Yeah,
you have to think about, okay, the ones that we lost, not all of them was like this. If you remember, guys, the La Liga that we lost against Atletico in the pandemic was a lot of controversies, a lot of them. And this was the last year of this case. So I agree with you 100%, Sonny. It's not like a referee fault that we have a poor season. It's not. But it's some crucial games here and there that we cannot look back at the last 20 years. There's no easy explanation why a team that has won 5 Champions League in the past years have won the same amount of Ligas in the last 20 years. It doesn't have any sense. And the only thing that you can explain is that.
And then the very fact that the more I kind of focus myself on player behavior, normally during Champions League games, they don't get this mad. They don't go loco like this because the refereeing is much more based on common sense, unlike in La Liga.
A referee has to be an spectator, a ghost. A perfect referee is the one that does...
He has to be basically invisible. That's what he has to do.
And these guys want to be the protagonist of the show. The protagonist, if you are a romantic, is the ball. If you're not, is Vini.
Yeah, I used to hate what was that guy? Lahoz. But I think from last season, he has improved a lot. He has gone back into the shadows a bit. I respect him for that.
And he's not going to be refereeing in the first division next year.
Lahoz, yeah? Fuck.
Yeah, they rule out.
Maybe that's why.
No, the reason is that he's not in the system, in the routine system. Because he is a FIFA referee. He played against City and Bayern, I think. He referees some Champions League games
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
I don't
He
remember
does
why.
very high-profile games, Lahoz, always.
And they say, no, you're not going to be in the next La Liga division. Why? He's probably the best referee in Spain at this moment.
Very
The only thing
experienced.
that
Very
depends,
experienced.
the system.
Mm.
Hopefully,
It's above us, man. It's above our pay grade. Unfortunately, Javier, you, me, Farouk, we are all common men. Just we can't we can't do anything, honestly, even if there was something to be done. But Dennis the guy was saying, let's go through some of the comments and quickly wrap this up. Dennis the guy was saying, I blame the team more, though I ain't denying that no hunger and fight for the players, that there was no hunger and fight for the players. I'll understand us as fans not caring about La Liga, but them not caring about La Liga is not good enough. But yeah, 100% agree, Dennis. Great point there. That's the thing. We as fans, we can decide to switch on and off. They can't, man. They represent us. We can't step out onto the field and do what needs to be done. They are the ones there who needs to make us proud. Don't like stain this fucking crest with shame. Yeah, Dennis was saying Chouameni was nothing special. I think he kind of agrees with Farouk. Ashik was saying, for all Ancelotti haters, please tell me which manager you would get to manage his exact team with Mariano, Hazard, or Vallejo and your backup. To be fair to Farouk was defending Carlo first into the first 3 minutes of the episode, so yeah, I'm not gonna get on Farouk's back for that one. Ashik says Ancelotti has to work with aging midfield and striker. Without them, we are still clueless. Yeah, without Benzema initiating the press, without Benzema linking up play, look at where we are, man. It is just a ghost town up front. Dennis the Great says, man, if I speak about Carvajal, I'm in trouble. You better turn up on Saturday. he sends warning shots. Warning shots. Carvajal's way, if I think it's Daphne or Daphne, I'm not sure, Carvajal's wife. If you're listening, Daphne, right? Yeah, if Daphne is listening, yeah, take your kids and move out of town for a few days because Dennis is the Great is fucking pissed, bro. Like, Carvajal is not doing the job, unfortunately. Dennis the Great says, I hear Big Steve's confidence. I do too, man. Honestly, I can't blame him, and he'll be absolutely, seeing red when he comes on for the preview as well, because like I can only imagine that kind of pain. I felt that pain, Dortmund 2013. I know that pain. It's one that takes a good year to move past, So Steve has been scarred for life already, last time in Madrid, so he is looking for revenge, 100%. Ashik says, so no suggestions for a manager to replace Carlo with the lineup with key players in mid-30s and the bench with, well, LOL, easy to hit on Carlo. We lost something when we pinned our hopes on signing Mbappe and didn't look anywhere else. And here we are, no signings to improve key areas. I think this summer would be a big one. I think so, because the club, the hierarchy, the fans, the socios, everybody, the board members, they must have seen that we need some heavy reinforcements, in key areas to actually stand a chance next season. Yeah, Ashik says again, we have no backup right back, left back, striker, DM who is learning the Real Madrid culture and has yet to become the dominant player he should be. That is basically next season, guys. I think these guys needs to download Football Manager and do a fresh save. I think at this point, who's learning the culture and has yet to become the dominant player he should be. No left-footed national right winger, starter or backup, not a deep squad. The left-footed right winger market, the right winger market alone is like I discussed with Doris a couple of days ago. It's shit, man. Like, look what United paid for Anthony. Is he worth 100 million? Is he worth 40 million? I don't think so. He's bang fucking average. Anyway, Ashik says, Suned, Militao will not be facing Haaland. Yeah. Like I was alluding to the second leg. He also says, in football, when you don't have much to play for and don't have a deep squad, you switch on and off based on what's at stake. I don't agree with that, man. Honestly, I don't think it is even possible to do that. Ashik says this podcast is definitely therapeutic after an abysmal Real Madrid performance, especially with Sunet's rant. What the fuck, man? Honestly, you can't take happiness in my misery. That is just Ashik, bro. That is just you, um, accepting that listening to me cuss is your guilty pleasure. That shouldn't be the case, man. You should be worried about my state of affairs. How I'm actually dealing with this alone. Couple of weeks ago, I was here for the post match for Girona. I didn't have Javier or Farouk to cheer me up. It was me against the world, and it was the worst position that I've been in my life. Honestly, trying to break down that performance against Girona. Don't put me in that position again, guys. A humble request. But he is basically what I used to be at that age. Now my emotions are safe thanks to Sunak. I don't understand this phrase, honestly. I just feel like, this is just, whitewashing, I don't know, brown washing. Thanks, Sunak. You are getting frustrated for both of us now. Owe you one for this. I'm not sure what point he put in those comments, but yeah.
I mean, just to lift off your spirits on it, and
Yeah.
everyone. I just watching on Twitter that today is the 10th-year anniversary of La Liga de los Records. This Mourinho's almost
100 points.
Yeah, 100 points. I was checking because I didn't think it was the right, but plus 89 goal difference. That's dumb.
What did you say? It was plus 89? My
Yeah.
God. Because I don't seem to remember all that because it's been, a decade, yeah? But plus 89 puts it into perspective what that team was, honestly. Ozil, Di Maria, Higuain, Benzema. Higuain and Benzema used to take turns
Yeah.
playing starting striker. Imagine, I used to... See, I'll be honest here, okay? I was a fan of Benzema, but I was the Pipita guy. Before he became the well-known choker around the world, he was insane. Higuain was a different breed of a striker. I don't know if you guys agree with that. I don't know.
100%. His
Like,
first
he
two
was
seasons
too good.
was two La Liga titles.
Yeah. It was sensational. So effortless, Higuain's finishing.
Yeah, that.
I mean, he was a monster, man. Let's even away from Real Madrid. Let's not forget he's still
Napoli.
as well, man. He still holds the record in Serie A. I think it's 36 goals, if I'm not mistaken. That's the record he set in Serie A. Like it's. I mean, and considering
Absolute
the
machine,
amount
Higuain,
of strikers,
so much passion,
considering
puts
the world-class
everything
strikers
on the
who went
line.
through.
He never shies away from a challenge, never shies away from adversity. First man to hold his hands up, Higuain, honestly, man, honestly. His name got tainted because of that fucking shit Argentina side. Let's be honest. If not for that, Higuain would be talked about much more. Go on.
Well, guys, I don't know what you guys think. Like, I think personally for me, I think like the 2011-2012 team was the best team we had. I mean, at least the one I have seen, even better than Zidane's 2017 team.
I'm not sure.
But that is a bit of a stretch, though.
In terms of
because I will let's go player for player. It's Casillas in goal against Keylor Navas. It's Marcelo and Marcelo. It's Pepe and Ramos against Ramos and Varane. And then it's Arbeloa, and then it's Carvajal. Okay, I will give you that. Arbeloa and Carvajal, I will give you that. And then you go to the midfield of...
The thing that was special for the Zidane was he had like 20 good players.
Yeah.
11 probably would be that Mourinho. But in terms of squad, I would rather have the Zidane one.
So what is the question again, Farouk? Rephrase the question.
The actual games, for me, that counter-attack with Ozil and Cristiano, prime Cristiano, was the best.
Lightning quick.
But that's the thing how you see.
And Cristiano destroying everyone.
Exactly. So that's the thing. See, like, you were playing with, like Ozil, Kaká, Cristiano, like you were interchanging, like Di Maria as well. You were just, I mean, the bench also was Kaká was on the bench. Gonzalo Higuain was on the bench, you were bringing, okay, like Esteban Granero was on the bench. Obviously, he's not, that high caliber player, but we had players like Raul Albiol on the bench, So, I mean, it wasn't, and Fabio Contrao was on the bench as well. So, I mean, it wasn't that.
Callejon.
Jose Maria Callejon as well was there as well, when he came back from Espanyol as well. So, it
Yeah,
wasn't,
but you also
a
have this-
lightweight team as well.
This Nuri Sahin,
Nuri Sahin. Ooh.
what was the name of the Turkish?
Alton Top. We
Yeah,
had Alton Top.
Alton Top.
14 seconds.
We had Alton Top as well. I think we had
in the Champions League or something, right?
And we had also Michael Asian, I think.
Michael
Yeah.
We
Essien,
had Michael
2013,
Asian
yeah.
that season as well.
No, Asian
For loan in the okay, it wasn't
was the
not
next
in that season, right? Okay, it was the year after that. It was in there. Yeah, it was the next
but the
year.
substitutes.
But I don't know. I
was
just felt like that
Carvalho
team.
in the defense.
Yeah, that we had Carvalho as a sub back then. I mean, but I just it was a really good team to watch, honestly. But I think Javier's point makes it a bit more more complete in the sense that if you consider just the first 11, 11 for 11, maybe Mourinho's one was better, but as a squad,
I'll tell you.
2017 was
Yeah,
better.
level, like, see, if the 20, this can make a good episode, like we are giving out free content at this point. But the 2011 side, if faced up against Zidane's 2017 side, in my humble opinion, Isco is going to cause so much chaos that our 2011 defense wouldn't be able to handle. And the movement of the front,
Bro,
2, 3.
our 2011 defense with Pepe and Ramos, hell no, man.
I'm telling
No
you,
way.
it's going to be
what?
difficult.
Nah, bro.
I don't think so. But yeah.
Ozil
did
is
you
one
play
pass,
FIFA?
one goal.
You play
One
FIFA.
pass, one goal. That was what Ozil
Bro,
was,
I love the 2012 side. Like, I'm with you. Ozil is my guy, But I just feel like 2017's team has an edge. I don't know what about that is different, but
We have a chance to simulate that game. Is there any chance? Like in a FIFA simulator or so?
FIFA, see, if it was early 2000s, yes, bro, definitely possible. Now with rights, FIFA doesn't have anything. They can't even get the accurate kits for a flashback card, So maybe next year, maybe from next year. Yeah, next year, once FIFA is off and EA is making their own game,
Okay.
maybe.
I would love to watch, for the sake of comparisons, like
Yeah.
that would be awesome. That game will be so fun to watch. Ronaldo versus Ronaldo, Ramos versus Ramos, Casemiro against Khedira.
My current ultimate team, even though I don't play much anymore, but my midfield has guys like Kaka, Ozil, like for all time's sake, Xabi Alonso. So yeah, man, it's a great nostalgia trip. I'm not gonna lie. After that side finished off, I thought we wouldn't taste success again, but boy, was I wrong. Especially the sale of Xabi Alonso. I was so fucking pissed. Like, how can we do that? How can we give him to Bayern fucking Munich? I couldn't believe that, man. But yeah, thankfully, Cruz came in. I wasn't a fan of Cruz.
The building that we're stand upon now, that the fact that Mourinho was so crucial for this next chapter in the history of Real Madrid, and he goes without a Champions League is brutal for me because
we are very, very, very brutal.
We owe him so much. I expect he somehow came to Madrid once again. Not as a manager, but probably as someone important. Because for me, Mourinho is crucial for the Real Madrid change. Talk about the last time we all three were together, that the fact that we will rule out of the Champions League, and he was so close. How on earth do you expect that Ronaldo, Kaká, and Ramos miss a penalty? How on earth?
Penalty.
2012,
Exactly. Bro.
I watched that live.
Actually, you know what?
I didn't know what to do.
One thing I believe is this. 2017 Zidane's team would have won that game. They would have won that
100%.
I think that mentality, I don't know, might just be the difference there, you understand? Like, I think Zidane's team would have won that shootout because
2012, what is the difference?
We were hands down the best team in the world.
2012, what's the difference, bro? all of these guys,
Yeah.
people including Ramos won, I think, a La Liga before that. Yeah, like I understand. But many of those guys who were kind of reaching into their prime didn't know what it felt like to be there. Let's be honest. It's their first semi-final, right? Cristiano with
But bro,
Manchester is
I
a,
mean,
is a different story.
Alonso had won the Champions League, man.
I
Alonso had
know,
won
I
the
know,
Champions League.
I know, but it is
I
a
mean,
completely
Ramos had
different
won the World
animal.
Cup, man.
It is a completely different animal when you have just lost to Barcelona and thrashed last year, and then you're coming this year against one of the greatest Bayern Munich sides. Let's be honest, one of the greatest, if not the greatest. The pressure was just too much
Didn't
for
they
them
lose
to
to
handle.
Chelsea in the final? Didn't they lose to Chelsea in the final of the Bayern
They
Munich
lost
team?
to Chelsea in Munich, I know, bro, but
No.
that Bayern Munich team was insane.
Yeah.
And we were facing our own fans. I still remember that shootout. It's facing our fans, right? If you guys remember that shootout against Bayern in 2011. I can only imagine what would have gone through that head if that 25-year-old Ramos becomes 29, 30-year-old. He was 28, 27? I'm not sure. Yeah, like 4 or 5 years older version of Ramos doesn't do that. Doesn't do that, honestly.
Nah, bro, I don't think so, man. Because I mean, if you've played in the pressure cooker of a World Cup final, bro, these guys have played. I mean, Kaká has played.
I know,
in the
but
World Cup
still,
final, has won a World Cup, bro.
you
Ronaldo
don't
scored a penalty
understand
kick in a
the
World Cup
obsession.
final
You don't
as well.
understand the obsession we had with La Decima, bro. It isn't that bigger than the World Cup. In my humble opinion, that is a constant
Bro,
loud
Spain hasn't
headache.
won the World Cup, man. Spain
Spain
has never
hasn't,
won
so
the
the
World Cup.
expectation is less.
Yeah, but
In my humble opinion,
How is
nobody
it less?
chose. I still
Bro,
remember
it's
my
not
mate
less, man.
was the biggest Spain fan in the country in Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and even he had no expectation. It was like we won't fear anyone. We'll just go with good vibes and hope we win it. That's it.
there will be
Obviously, the final would have pressure, but I don't think it would be similar to not winning the 10th Champions League for what, 10 years, 12 years?
until that moment was almost 10 years. But I one day I'm gonna talk about you guys because I was almost going to that game. That was the time that I was living in Spain, and I almost go bankrupt to watch the Champions League against Bayern. Thank God I didn't do that.
Well, I've been watching, bro.
But the fact that Spain has won the World Cup was not in the favor of Real Madrid, Farouk. You need to remember that until that moment, basically they saying, because I was living in Madrid, and they were like, okay, we won the World Cup, but we won it
because of Barcelona.
Yeah, and that was not true.
Simple.
They won.
No, but sorry, Javier, sorry for interrupting, but what I meant about this was the fact that Sonny was attesting to the fact that these people are in in a
he's making
pressure
an
cooker
entire
environment
different
for the
point,
first time.
Farouk. He's
And
making
I'm
a
listening
different
that
point.
50% of the team have been in situations that are, in my opinion, have higher stakes than a semi-final of a Champions League.
Oh
Before,
yeah,
you
of
know
course,
what I'm saying?
of course. But the knowledge of not winning La Decima was the only thing that crumbles that team.
It is a big moment, Farouk.
That's the one
We
thing,
know.
because they were so dominant. They were the perfect team, and they knew that
Exactly.
they have the Champions League final in their reach, and that's the only reason why they crumbled. I agree with you. Probably this 16, 17 Zidane's squad wouldn't lose that game. But you cannot understand that Zidane.
I don't think that team. I don't think
without the Mourinho side. That's why I praise Mourinho that much, because if it wasn't for him, we still struggle with coaches like Pochettino, on these mediocre coaches that don't bring nothing.
Farouk catching strays.
Pellegrino, and what was the guy who's now in Betis? These guys, some of those guys that don't bring nothing to the table. And what Mourinho bring to the table was a change of mentality. Be the bad guy. If you have to be the bad guy because Barca is the good guys, be the bad guy, but be the best bad guy ever.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't
Absolutely.
play possession? Okay, perfect. We're gonna play the opposite of possession is counter-attack. We're gonna play the best counter-attack the world has ever seen. So yeah, I I hope we somehow manage to cheer up the fans as well because I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I have that jersey of Ronaldo. I have another jersey from that season. I have a scarf. I will spend the rest of my life. I will explain to my son when he decide to be a Madridista. I will only put that season to him. Probably.
That was just like magical, man. Magical night. Magical nights, one after the other. We just couldn't stop believing in that team because I just knew because I couldn't watch live during then because I was fairly young and we didn't have any subscriptions at home to watch games. It was very pricey, and the only source was obviously pirate streams, which I did know existed until like 2-3 years later. So for my only chance of following the team was either downloading the whole game as torrents, which I used to do only for like specific occasions like a derby or a classic or a Champions League. um, but I still remember watching some of like, I'm talking about La Liga, yeah. Champions League I could watch. I'll definitely watch it by crook or hook or crook, going to a nearby shop or a cafe. I used to watch the Champions League matches. But La Liga games, I just knew before I clicked the highlights video on YouTube, where unlike now, they didn't spoil the fucking scoreline in the title. There used to be much more sense back in the day. I used to know we are just thrashing teams left, right, and center. It was just that good, like unplayable, borderline. But I'll tell you one more thing. Final footnote for this conversation: the 16-17 team never takes that game to penalties. I'm telling you, they're so fucking clinical. They'll finish you off within the 180. They wouldn't wait until the extra time, in my humble opinion. Um, but Ashik was saying, no, Farouk, 2016-17 team was better than the 11-12 team, not even a competition. Yeah, he's older than all of us, Farouk. So he has a point, maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
You should make a poll in the Instagram.
A poll? Yeah, 100%, 100%. Not after fucking today. Not after that fucking shambolic performance. Maybe we'll wait after the Osasuna final. Yeah, Javier? Please bear with me. Right?
Yeah.
Not tonight. Not tonight. Not tonight. No, no happy hours today. That's my thing.
Just
No happy hours.
us being miserable.
That was what?
No, I'm just saying that the feeling for today is just us being miserable.
Yeah, honestly, this was a nice segue. I completely forget about that shambolic showing. Thanks to you, Javier and Farouk. Ashik was saying you can't simulate 16-17 against 11-12 side because Zizou's 16-17 side will break the console when they meet or when they play against 11-12. Yeah. High praise, Yeah, Zidane's team was special. My only thing, Javier, for a fact, mentality was a big thing, but I don't know. Sometimes I felt like Mourinho's us against the world. It works in certain situations against Barcelona, where we have so much emotion into the whole equation. But when it's against a giant, a super Classico, a European Classico against Bayern, I don't think it helps us positively much. It makes us kind of vulnerable, in my opinion. I don't know. But
It was
yeah.
not sustainable. That's the only thing, In time, is not sustainable. That's the point of you cannot have a Mourinho for more than 2-3 seasons.
Yeah, it is very draining.
Yeah,
I understand. Ashik was saying Quinte del Butre will take care of all these teams. Back then, Champions League was knockout format and only for champions. Yeah. Quinte del Butre was super unlucky to not win a Champions League. AC Milan, Bayern. I've read a lot, about how they have kind of been our kryptonites. Those guys, Hugo Sanchez, man. The more I watch of Hugo Sanchez, I feel like that guy was just Haaland without Haaland's aerial ability, without Haaland's pace, without Haaland's physicality, doing the most wildest shit that I've seen a striker do. How can you how can you go an entire league season scoring 38 goals with your first touch? That is absolutely fucking absurd. That's not normal. That's just not
it
normal,
doesn't make
man.
any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. And Hugo Sanchez was the Atletico Madrid legend until he moved to us, right? For his entire Atletico Madrid phase to be completely forgotten, Gus to show this man did prime Cristiano Ronaldo stuff before Cristiano was born. So yeah, man, Hugo Sanchez is different.
I don't know what's the percentage of because the top La Liga goal scorers is currently Messi. He's never going to be beaten. Cristiano, then Telmo Zarra, then Benzema, and then
Benzema.
right?
Hugo Sanchez, yeah.
I don't know how many seasons.
Manchester as well. Oh, what a player.
Hugo Sanchez and Cristiano Ronaldo played.
Yeah.
Because we have like, this is 13 or 14 season for Benzema. Messi played for 2005 until 2021. And I think Telmo Zarra also played like 20 years. For me, the fact that Hugo Sanchez played for Atletico and Rayo, and he's top 5 in the history of La Liga is impressive. Because once again,
he only played for us for 5 years, no?
Yeah, but if you play your entire career for Barca and Madrid, it's easier to score more goals.
100%.
With Atletico, that Atletico was mediocre at best, and then Rayo has never been good.
Yep.
It's more impressive to have 2,000 and plus goal scored. I mean, I would love to watch the percentage, the combination of goals per season. I think Cristiano is the best in that regard, but probably second of best is...
Second, I think second is Messi. Third, I think is Hugo Sanchez, goals per game or something. I've read somewhere, because the stats during those 5 years, especially for Hugo Sanchez, it was insane, man. Like Ashik was saying, Valdano, Sanchez and Michel. Man, Valdano, people don't realize, behind the suit was a brilliant player. People forget Butragueño. Nobody mentions him because he's obvious, he's the poster boy. But he was Benzema before Benzema, unplayable. No weaknesses, can score either foot, header, being only 5'9", pressing machine before pressing machines. So yeah, golden era that didn't quite go the distance, but one of the most memorable UEFA Cups that has ever played out. I don't remember the team we played the final against. But yeah, who was it? Was it AC Milan? I'm not sure. The UEFA Cup final. Was it Leverkusen? I don't remember. Anyway, Ashik can let us know. But it's been a long one. This was a episode that we expected to be filled with, which I was expecting because I was so fucking pissed. But thanks to Ashik, thanks to Dennis, lol, all of you guys in the chat, Javier and Farouk has lightened my mood and I can sleep a bit better, I guess. Still, I would be turning and turning around in my sleep, having nightmares about Militao attempting to play a normal backyard back pass, 5-yard back pass to Courtois and failing miserably, but it is what it is. Ashik says Butragueño is a given. The generation was named after him. Yeah, that is just why I completely got why you kind of left them out. They played Videoton in the UEFA Cup final. Videoton? Is that a football club?
Good question.
Because it's beyond my time, Ashik. Because my apologies. It's probably like Red Bull, maybe something like that, right? Like Red Bull Leipzig, Videoton something. Anyways, right. Smash a like if you haven't already, people, and subscribe to the channel. Do tell a friend and to tell a friend and basically, help us get to 1K. It will be a massive milestone for this very small dream project that we have ongoing. Much love to our audience on all audio platforms, 21K and counting. It's a massive humbling moment for us, that you guys actually enjoy what we do. And yeah, keep continuing to send in your suggestions, feedbacks, how you can get involved and whatnot. We would always, love to hear from you guys. Videoton is from Hungary, Ashik says. My bad, that's an actual club, yeah. Fucking hell, yeah. Wasn't born then, bro. My bad. But yeah, do check out our partners, Real Madrid Committee on Instagram. The link is in the description below. Massive week. The nerves are really there, yeah, the heart is starting to beat a little faster. In a week's time, we'll know how our season is gonna go, and that gives me so much anxiety. I'm not gonna lie. That just gives me so much anxiety that I don't know, despite the fact that it is a final and a semi-final back to back. It is these days that we live for, right? Like at least that is exactly what I live for. I can tell you for a fact. I'm pretty sure Javier and Farouk share the same sentiment. But Ashik says, too bad you guys missed out on watching the great Socrates. Socrates played for Videoton? Was it during the final phase of his career or something? Incredible. Dr. Socrates. One of the greatest cams, to play the game. I've watched documentaries on him and stuff. Yeah, he was insane. Fucking, it was what, like 6'4", 5, and can move like Modric. How is that even possible? Like freak of nature. But yeah, man. Until next time, people. Ala Madrid.
Hello, Madrid.
Hala Madrid.